Good morning. I thought that I would just do a little unicorn painting while I waited. Wait, that's not working. That's weird. How was everybody this morning? Oh, that's weird. It was working yesterday. Hey. I don't understand. Oh, there we go. Maybe they were just duds. How was everybody this morning? Let me just, I'm going to give a little show and tell here. And I want to see chats. One second. Okay. Hi, Lisa. Siska from the Netherlands. I love Dutch. I was just going to paint in this for a little bit while we wait for some people to join. I don't know if you've ever seen these, but I got it from the grocery store. You're studying hand drawing? Oh, I don't do a lot of drawing, but I would love to see your stuff. But these are kind of relaxing. And today I am going to be doing a bunch of show and tell. I have a bunch of new artwork that I'm going to share, and I have some paintings that I've done and some sketchbooks, and I'm excited to share that with you. These are really satisfying, relaxing. It comes with a paintbrush too. Siska, do you do any abstract artwork, or do you mainly do sort of representational drawing? Well, we'll come back to that later. And for now, I'll let that dry. And that's not usually what I work on, but I just thought it'd be fun to pass some time. I have a bunch of artwork that I've created. Some of the stuff I'm going to show you is on canvas. Abstract's nice. Here's a painting I was working on. This is on canvas. It's gallery depth. And I haven't put this for sale up on my website yet. I haven't put any of these for sale up on my website, but if you're interested in any of these, let me know. Take a screenshot or take a photo of any of these, and I'll put them, I'll make them available on my website. Here's another one. This is like a thinner depth canvas, but I have these little floating frames that you can buy online, and they really add a lot of beauty to the painting. I think they just really pull it together. So I will make this one available too if anybody's interested. And then I've also been working on this one, and this is on one of the gallery depth canvases as well. As well, I also like to paint on just like watercolor paper, regular paper, and these are some of the pieces that I've been doing on that. And I'll get these ready, and then I'll take photos of them and put them on my website. Now this is on really nice paper. Oh, I think it goes this way. but it doesn't really matter, I guess. I kind of like it this way. And here's another one. Maybe like that. How is everyone doing this morning? Feel free to say hi. It's really blustery and rainy here, which I love. I love a good rainy day. Here's another piece. This is on super nice paper. So today I just thought I'd do a little show and tell. I have lots of things to show. You know, I just showed some stuff that I did on canvas, and this is on just loose paper. And then I have a bunch of sketchbooks that I'm excited to show you. Big cloud formation, 6 degrees above. Wow. Is that in Holland? What city are you in? Amsterdam? Rotterdam? I'm trying to remember my Dutch cities. Volendam. Oh, good. I'm glad you're watching. One of my good friends speaks Dutch. I don't know if she was going to join us today, but she could communicate with you. I actually love Dutch. I think it's a beautiful language, and I wish I could speak it. Okay, so those are some of the pieces on paper. Like I said, if you like any of those, let me know, and I can make them available. All right, so I'm going to go through some of my journals, my my art sketchbooks. This is a, I don't know, what is this one? Oh, Handbook Journal by Speedball. And this one, I was just playing with some gouache and then a white Posca pen on top. And some half pan watercolors that I use for travel, and I was just watching those out, just experimenting with the colors and the textures. This was, I think I was in Mexico, and I was just kind of playing with some watercolors. I don't usually use a lot of watercolor, but you know, I'm starting to really like it. It's just, the thing about watercolor is that it just does what it wants to do, and I love that it has that loose, free quality, and I don't have a lot of control over it. I think I dropped some salt crystals on there. And then I started to keep kind of a journal. I think this was sort of a Nicholas Wilton thing. He was doing this where he would write a journal on the left side, and then he would paint on the right side. And then here's a date. Today I felt not so good that day, and I think that's why I used the Pepto-Bismol pink. This paper is very thick and high quality. Here I said I made sienna from scratch, and I can't remember what I did to make it, but this is the raw sienna I made. Probably cadmium red and a little ochre and maybe some raw umber. I kind of like this piece. This one has a collage piece that I glued on top. And this one, it's Easter, and I tried to do an Easter egg, but I thought it turned out really ugly. Scary Easter egg. I like the simplicity of this one. It's very hard to do. I'm just going to put it up close so you can see the texture. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. I'm doing a sketchbook tour, art tour. I bought some cheap oil paints from Ross. It's like a little cheap clothing store here. Yeah, I think they are probably my moods. They come out, it's a little bit subconscious, but you know, some of them are lighter and freer, and some of them are kind of heavy. Just let me know if you have any questions about any of these pieces. This is in this sketchbook. This is a really nice one. I should actually get another one of these. This has a lot of washes in it, and then I use chalks, pencils, oil pastels. I think that's a hot pink marker, giant jumbo marker. And of course I like to include collage. Some birds. Hi SWL. That's okay, you're late. We were just looking at some sketchbooks, and I was sharing some art that I've been doing over the past few years. Thank you, Siska. I actually kind of like this one. It's sort of moody. This one doesn't really feel done to me. It's like I need to keep painting on it. This one, I was just kind of trying to get into these squares, and I was trying to make squares work. Kandinsky kind of thing. Here, more squares. It looks like a landscape inside of a box, inside of a frame. Again, not finished. I could go back here and work on this one. Not loving that one. I like this one. This one has some collage in it. And some transfer. Just trying to be loose and light. And this sketchbook has a little pouch in it, which is kind of nice. And here's one that's a little more recent. You do. Hi, Lucy. Lucy and Siska can speak Dutch together because I can't speak it. Can't. Here I'm using some Charvan water-soluble pastels, and I'm just swatching them out. These are nice. They're like, this is the texture of the chalk, and then you add goedemorgen. Goedemorgen. Is that how you say it? Goedemorgen. That's my terrible Dutch. Goedemorgen. Yeah. Goedemiddag. Oh, for you, it's the afternoon. Here's some more of the pastels. And my husband left a nice note for me on this one. This is so simple. It's just some washes, but I just adore the colors. The wash, this gray and this umber, so beautiful and simple. Lots of little details in there. I like the ones that have very simple composition, but then when you look closely, they have little nice fun bits. Ochre and gray is always, and sienna is always a great combination. I should do more of that. Hi, Heather. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. We're just doing a little tour, art tour of all the stuff I've been working on. I'm just going through some sketchbooks now. Thanks for the thumbs up. This one, I laid down some texture paste, so it's really textured. Yay, thumbs up, I like it. You do? Which one? What's it called? You have one of my paintings. I think this one's kind of fun and crazy. Iris from Spain. Hi. ¿Cómo está usted? Here's a pretty dynamic piece with the washes. Oh, industrial. Yes, I remember that one. Oh, cool. Industrial something, yeah. Not so great, weird colors. I like this one. It's kind of subtle. Industrial, oh, it'll come to me. This one incorporates some collage. I like to incorporate big text in mine, and maybe I should make some collage papers that have this. I really like this one. I think this one turned out, I don't know, it's like sometimes it's just an accident how things turn out. It's like, I have to say, it's probably most of the good paintings that I love are accidents, and I can just feel them forming when I'm making them, but it's like, I'd say it's 1 in 30 paintings probably turn out the way I like. Here I was playing with some collage, simple collage. This one's called Circus Portal. Maybe like that. And here's another one, Cup of Blue Fire. Hi from Denmark. Hur mår du? I'm practicing all my basic language skills this morning. I mean, I know hur mår du is Swedish, but that's all I can do. Cup of Blue Fire, and that is that sketchbook. These are nice too. These are, I don't even know what this is. Oh, it's a Hanemil. And this is when I was just sort of like experimenting with my little kitchen counter abstract bug that you can see in the right corner of a lot of my videos. Another thing I like to do is take these really cheap sketchbooks and paste pieces in here, like do little collages and just put some pieces in here. And it's really nice because you can have them all in one place. You don't have to have loose paper. And, you know, you can, it kind of elevates it, being surrounded by white. And I think it's kind of like when you go to a gallery and you see just a few paintings kind of nicely spread out and lit on the walls versus a gallery that has everything shoved together and it's just kind of hard to focus. Someday I would like to have a show where my work isn't slammed up against 50 other artists, but fingers crossed. Horden har du det? I don't know the Danish accent. Horden har du det? Industrial Horizon, that was it. Yeah, Industrial Horizon was the name of the painting. Thanks, Heather. Just little scraps, too, that I find interesting. And, you know, putting them on here, it really elevates them. To quote the tech speak of the day. Just did a little fun collage here. Just put them at the bottom of the page, why not? Here's another one with ripped corners and perfectly fine. I think it's beautiful. I'll just skip through some of these. This one's on canvas satin paper, which has a very canvas-like texture. I'm just gonna, this is also on canvas satin, and it looks like I did a little collage as well. There's a lot in here. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. Oh, so many. I love this one. And then I have a bunch of these. So here is another one. Lucy, you do have several of mine. She's like my collector. I do remember Manuka. I don't remember what Manuka looks like, but you could share it in the chat, I think. I don't know if it accepts photo. Maybe it doesn't accept attachments. I've been focused on abstract landscapes, SWL, but is giving me the inspiration to go back and try abstracts. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad I'm inspiring you. How to be productive. I think it's like, if you set up, like the reason I set up part of my studio up here in the kitchen is that it's really easy for me to just come and paint, especially in the morning, like first thing. Just have everything. Okay, here's my tips. Have your supplies ready to go. Put it in a place that you find neat, organized, and comfortable. You know, you're gonna have to just make it easy for yourself and enjoyable. And then I think and then you just kind of do it. And then once you start doing something, you know, it's like building habits, good habits, like brushing your teeth. Once you start doing it, it just becomes more natural. It's like less of a fight with yourself. I mean, sure, I have days where I'm just like, I don't want to paint, and so I don't. But I think the more I do, it's just sort of kind of grows on itself. And yes, a lot of stuff in here. Let's see. I like this one. Does that help, Christina? And you know, I'm happy to take any of these out of my sketchbook. If you want one, just let me know. Take a screenshot of it. I will have this available on my live section for you to watch later. So if you like one, just let me know. And I will put it on my website so it'll be easy to obtain. Here's like leftover bits of collage that I really enjoyed. Little drawings. I mean, I do a little bit of drawing, but not much. I like the neutral palette of all of these. My website, by the way, is blakelillianhellman.com. If you want to check it out. Thank you. I appreciate that, Christina. That's very kind of you. I have some bigger, so I've been into these big sketchbooks. Let's see, sometimes I can't zoom out enough to get like the giant sketchbooks, but yeah, it just helps me paint big. So here, I'll just turn it this way. This is a little bit newer sketchbook, I think. But yeah, I just like to paint big. And I like to practice painting big. So I get these really giant, these are 11 inches by 14 inches. And that would be 27.9 by 35.6 centimeters. This is a collage. More collage. Pretty scribbly. This is some of the grayscale exercises that I've been working on. SWL, it seems that you are so unbothered by making a perfect piece, or do I only perceive your calm? Come, what attitude? Oh, I mean, that's a really interesting observation. I definitely, you know, I think what happened is like, I started out stressing out really hard about, like I would go down in the studio and paint for hours and hours and just be so frustrated. I would come up and feel like I had wasted so much paint and, you know, art materials that are really expensive. But I think I just like pushed through, and I think, yeah, I think part of becoming a better painter is being unbothered by finished pieces. And another thing that I noticed was that I would look at other people's art and be like, oh, I love that piece, it's so good. And they'd be like, what? No, this is horrible. I hate it. I hate it. And I'd be like, no, it's good. And lots of people like it. But I think it's really that we're so hard on ourselves that we probably make more beautiful art than we think we do. Does that make sense? And so just to sort of adopt that attitude of, you know, my stuff's probably, you know, sleeping on it is great, like coming back in a few days and looking at it. Like when I made this, I probably didn't like it, but now I think there's some really interesting things going on. So I guess kind of going easy on yourself is, you know, takes the pressure off to just create. And then also not being concerned about final outcomes, wasting paper, you know, buy cheap paper if you want to and just make a lot of stuff. Be secretive about it if you have to. Just do it for yourself. You're welcome. I mean, I have to be calm on this when I'm talking to you guys because I'm live, but I do have my freak out moments, that's for sure. I do freak out. Although it's like less freaky outy now that I've gotten more experienced. These are really noisy pieces. There's a lot going on. I mean, I could see how just cropping like a little section would be nice, you know. Like that would be nice. Just like that. That's that. I have some paper left in here, so I have a little work to do. And then I have another large one, a canson. It's the ugly middle and not knowing what the next move is that bugs me. I do work in short bursts and have learned that working in more than one piece at a time is helpful. Yes. I definitely work on a bunch of pieces. Although it's weird, as I've done it more, I'm starting to slow down a little bit. And that means that the paint can dry and I can work on I can focus on one piece at a time. But I think it's like, I do tend to work frantically and quickly. And it's part of that whole, it's just part of that whole expressiveness. So it's sort of this balance between getting the voice of the brush, but also slowing down enough so that I can focus on the value in the composition. That's nothing. I think it's called, like in calligraphy, it's called velocity. So you know, in calligraphy, you want really neat handwriting, but you also don't want to do it really slow, because if you do slow calligraphy, it's going to look clunky. You want that sort of fast and smooth Sumier brush, and that just takes a lot. I think that's just a lot of practice. It's just to get the muscle memory, which is kind of what I'm doing, is I think I'm learning my muscle memory. And the more that I do that, the more that I find my voice. Do you sometimes feel, Mama Pajama, hi, I want to sing that song. Do you sometimes feel that your art is a reflection of what's going on internally, chaos versus calm? As above, so below. Nice. Yeah, sometimes. It's not conscious, but I think sometimes when I look at my work, some of my pieces are more frantic than others, and some of them are just calmer. And I don't know if I'm like conscious of it when I'm doing it, but when I look at my pieces later, like this one seems really frantic, but I was just trying to get something down. I needed to express myself. And I have to say, I think most of my pieces are just accidents waiting to happen. SWL, I also struggle with paint your feelings. Sounds good, but how is my questions? Well, why do you want to paint your feelings? Is it like therapy for you? Because I would say if it's therapy, then it doesn't matter what it looks like, because you're just trying to get something out. I don't know, maybe I'm just too disconnected from my feelings that I don't realize that I'm using them to paint. Just everybody says to paint your feelings. I think that's it for this one. Oh, here's one of the no tan exercises I did for one of my episodes, the value episode, which you can watch if you're interested. Here is one of these giant Strathmore books that are just like heavenly. Lucy, I've been watching a lot of Nicholas Wilton, and I'm wondering if you think of things like value, harmony, color. Yes, all the time. In fact, I learned from Nicholas Wilton initially, and that's what he teaches, is value, composition. I'm not as concerned with color. I mean, I think I'm more intuitive with color. But definitely value, like, you know, here I'm playing with value. I've got darks, mediums, and lights. And that's really important. And then, you know, I think a lot of composition comes out of value. Like if I'm playing with darks, mediums, lights, I can push them on the page, and that just creates an instant composition. Which free course? Nicholas Wilton's? Does he have a free course? the umpteenth time. And are you learning from him, do you think? Yeah, I watch Nicholas sometimes. He's got great tips. I did a workshop with him back in 2014. That's what started me on this whole journey, is actually the Nicholas Wilton workshop. And I painted horribly back then, really bad. Oh, Louise Fletcher, nice. Louise Fletcher, is she like from Cornwall or something? She's got an interesting British thing going on. I like this one. I think it's fun. This paper is so nice, you guys. Oh my gosh. I actually painted them like this, but I can't seem to zoom out enough. I guess that's good. This paper and this paper is a giant Strathmore. It's a Strathmore sketchbook. It's like, I think it's mixed media paper, 500 series. One of the other things I like to do is incorporate a wax, or like a wax pencil or wax pen or oil, because I love how it resists water soluble acrylics. It does this kind of interesting thing. That's nice right there. You know, sometimes I don't love the whole painting, but I learn things along the way. They're usually accidents, but I think that would make a nice painting, just like that. Ooh, this one's a little crazy. This one I think I did this one in a live session a couple of weeks ago, and I do like it, although I don't know how. I don't usually make really nice paintings in a live session because it's totally accidental, but I was really blocking out my shapes in this one, using big shapes, and then using, playing with my values, so I made sure that I had all different kind of value in there. What time will we do the art sesh? I've got my paints ready. I'll just go ahead. Do it now, at now o'clock. And then luckily I have a bunch of paper left in here because I get very sad when it's finished. I have one more giant one. This is Artsmith pad, and this is not as good quality, but it's, oh, and this is, oh, what I was gonna say about this is the watercolor paper, and I rarely paint on watercolor paper, but I was kind of interested in trying it. So what's interesting is that I was trying to paint my normal style on this watercolor paper, and it was just really difficult to manage, and it just looks kind of weird and messy. But look at this. When you really let the watercolor paper do its thing, it's just so beautiful. I used some water-soluble pencils, and I didn't use watercolor, I used acrylic paint, but I did nice washes on here. And I used some phthalo and phthalo turquoise and phthalo blue, or phthalo green, I mean, and some raw umber. And look at that combination. I know, I think I might do some more washy stuff. The nice thing about washes is that you don't really have very much control over it, and you have to sort of let it do its thing. This one I'm trying to sort of incorporate both the like the massaging and the sculptural, structural technique with some of the washes, the watercolor washes. Trying to find my composition. This one isn't really done, but I like the color combination. It's basically, you know, ultramarine blue and the phthalo turquoise, white and raw umber, which make a really beautiful colors palette. This I use the bottom of a slipper texture to transfer onto the paper. And that's it for the watercolors, the watercolor paper. I just wanted to show, I showed some of these canvases at the beginning, but I'll just show them one more time. So this is one of the canvases I've been working on. Daphne, your work is deliciously diverse. You just keep exploring. Thank you for sharing your sketchbooks. I've just signed up for the CVP course 2025. Oh yeah, get fired up. I'm excited. Join me on Instagram so that I can see your work. If you post your work on Instagram, that is. So this is Gallery Depth Canvas. Like I said, if you like any of these, let me know. This is one that I've been working on. I don't know if it's finished. What do you guys think? Do you think it's finished, or should I play with it a little more? Finished. Lucy says finished. Okay. And this one I know is finished. Heather, finished. Okay. Thank you. I'm the art boss. I suppose. I'm the boss of myself. And I have a lot more, but I thought what I would do is I would bring out my unicorn universe. And I know you guys have been asking me questions, but if you want to ask me some more questions while I do my unicorn universe, I'm happy to answer more questions. Unicorn universe. This was a purchase I made at the grocery store checkout line, and I was really curious. I wondered what it reminds me of we used to have these as kids. Do you remember those? I don't think the art was quite as sophisticated, but yeah, I know. I remember these too when we'd go on vacation or something and my parents would buy these for me while we were on a road trip or something. I just thought it might be a little relaxing to paint in here. Just get my, what day is today? My Thursday started. Rainbow colors. A unicorn appreciates the journey just as much as the destination. I think that's appropriate. Magic painting, magical paper painting book with fabulous affirmations. Yes, magical painting. But I like that. I don't know how it works. Don't spill water on it, though. I can tell you that. Or coffee. I don't know. I think the little dye line, the little lines have dye in them. They're kind of amazing. Do you use some medium to seal? Yes, I do. I use a non-toxic fixative that I keep in a little spray bottle. So when I'm working with chalks or pens or anything that's water soluble that runs, I just fix it with that. And it's the Degas, D-E-G-A-S fixative. And it's wonderful. I played around with a lot of fixatives, but that one's the nicest because I think it's just made of like glue or something, glue and alcohol. It's not this toxic chemicals. Wow. What do you think? Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you watching and sharing my sketchbooks with me. If you want to see more of my stuff, I'm on Instagram. My handle is BlakeCake8. And just friend me so that we can share each other's art together. And I hope you have a lovely Thursday. Bye.